Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we discuss on some interesting updates. We begin with Pedri Gonzalez, as the Barca key man's recovery is currently going well, but returns is still some time away. We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about Lamine Yamal as Spain manager. De La Fuente urges caution with the Barca wonderkid. He said, "We have to take care of him." So, guys, as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. In a little over 3 years with Barcelona's first team set up, Pedri has had to deal with several injury problems. The 20-year-old is undoubtedly one of the most important pieces in Xavi's tactical scheme at Barca and has grown into one of the best young midfielders across the globe. At the same time, though, recurring injuries have become a cause of concern as the 2021 Golden Boy Award winner has missed quite a lot of matches over the past couple of seasons. Just a couple of matches into the 2023-24 season, Pedri once again succumbed to an injury, ringing alarm bells at Barcelona. After news of Pedri's injury emerged in late August, it was reported that the midfield sensation could be out for close to 6 weeks. And why he is not close to a return at this point, Gabriel Sanz of Mundo Deportivo is reporting that Pedri's recovery is going well. The former Las Palmas wonderkid is undergoing physiotherapy sessions and gym training to overcome the injury and return to full fitness. However, Barcelona are taking no risk with the 20-year-old, considering that the injury is the same one he had sustained earlier this year during a game against Manchester United in the UEFA Europa League. With Barcelona opting for a zero-risk policy with Pedri's recovery, there is no question of them rushing the midfielder back into action. The idea is for the young star to make a comeback after next month's international break, with some reports suggesting that the match against Athletic Club on October 22nd has been penciled in as the date for time to get back to playing. Fans will thus have to wait to see Pedri back in action, and they will be hoping that there are no setbacks in his recovery. It has been a sad situation for Pedri, I must admit. I think the overload that Pedri had was just incredible, and we can see the long-term effects. When Pedri came into the Saints, leaving Las Palmas to Barca back in 2020, when he was, I think, the undisputable starter in every single game that Barca played, as well as the Spanish national team, at the age of just, he was still very young. And honestly, we are seeing things like the overload he had is now catching up with him. An 18-year-old boy playing 73 games in all competitions for both club and country. I think it was not good. It was poor management from the managers, whatever. I think Koeman, who was in charge at that time, had no mercy. And of course, we understand that Pedri was one of the key players of the team. And of course, we know that Barca had a very terrible squad at that time. But now we can see the long-term effects. Pedri have been succumbing to injury back-to-back. Last season, the other season before, Pedri will always be injured, and it's a cause of concern. His injury in late August made many fans to be very, very disappointed about the situation, and I just always hope that he will not be an injury-prone player like we have been seeing some players. Their career have been messed up by injuries. And I just hope Pedri should not be that type of player in the future, because every season we have a long-term injury with Pedri, and it's so disappointing. So if this report is to be believed, that the player is recovering well, and I think that's good news. But Barca having a zero risk policy when it comes to Pedri's fitness, I think is great because they don't want to take any risk. There's no need to rush Pedri. There's no need. We still have our midfield that I think still capable of making a difference. The likes of Frankie De Jong, Gavi, Ilkay Gundogan. I think we have some creative midfielders there. Even with the absence of Pedri, we can still continue to perform. Pedri, of course, I'm not denying the fact that when he is fit and available, he makes such a difference, which is very, very clear. But right now, we just have to take it the way it is. Barca should not rush him into action. Now the idea is he might return to action by the end of by the end of October against Athletic Club in La Liga. But if things are going well as planned, then I think it's good to receive him back as early as we can. So let's just see how it goes with Pedri. As in this young age, he have already been succumbing to a lot of injuries. Hopefully, it shouldn't continue after his recovery. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. Luis de la Fuente's Spain arguably played the game of the international break earlier this week, featuring in the first Euro 2024 qualifier of the break. La Roja deposited 7 goals past a helpless Georgia to register a massive win in Group A. The men in red were held by Alvaro Morata hat-trick and some brilliant finishes from younger crop of players. The name that made the headlines, however, was Barca's Lamine Yamal. 16-year-old became the youngest ever player to feature for Spain. If the record-breaking achievement was not enough for him, he scored an emphatic goal and became the team's youngest ever goal scorer. De La Fuente spoke to the media ahead of his team's second game of the international break against Cyprus earlier today. As part of his interaction, he touched on the topic of Yamal's talent and how it was essential to judiciously utilize him at this tender age. He said, "We have to take care of him. This will always be a priority. Injuries are part of the game. We must be patient with Lamine. He will have his chances," the manager said. Ferran Torres is another Barca player who has taken the new season by storm. Why he was not initially included in Spain's roster, the manager called on him earlier this week as a replacement for the team's injured stars. "I have known Ferran for many years. I have seen his evolution and maturity as a soccer player. He needs confidence to be the Ferran Torres we need. We can't use footballers of this level. With 2 injuries, we consider that it was the right time to call him for the casualties. He won't miss the opportunity." So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.